The Grand at Moon Palace Cancun is an incredibly kid-friendly, all-inclusive luxury resort in Cancun, Mexico. In this video, we're sharing what our 5-night stay at the resort was like. We'll cover what it was like to fly to Cancun, the current COVID-19 safety protocols at the resort, the accommodations, the water park, the pools, the beach, the absolutely amazing kids club, the spectacular spa, the dining, and lots of other family-friendly fun you can have here. So keep watching. Many thanks to the Grand at Moon Palace Cancun for hosting us. Hey, welcome back to Top Flight family. My name is Carmen Sanyovi, and in this video, I'm gonna try a little bit of a different format. If you're curious to know why, go check out the community tab on our YouTube channel where I explain a little bit more background. But for now, let's just jump into it. This trip took place in late September. We flew out of JFK's Terminal 4, and at that time, the airport was still really empty. We were the only people in line for clear, so we got through airport security in just a few minutes. We went to the Delta Sky Club, and it was pretty empty there too. By the way, if you're interested in learning more about the COVID-19 safety procedures you can expect at the Delta Sky Club these days, be sure to follow us on TikTok because I have a whole video there that outlines everything in detail. Boarding at the gate was very orderly, and I was really happy to see that people were staying distanced in line just on their own. We got to try the new biometric boarding for the first time, which was pretty cool. Delta is now boarding all flights back to front, but if you're a Diamond Medallion or first class, you can choose to board anytime. On this flight, we were flying Delta Comfort Plus, so we were among the last to board. But interestingly, when we flew back from Cancun, it was actually the other way around, and Comfort Plus was among the first to board. Even though this was a sold-out flight, because Delta is still blocking middle seats, it didn't feel crowded at all. By the way, if you're new to this channel, we are the Sanyovi family, and we are all about inspiring families to travel the world together in comfort and style. We share tips on how you can save time, reduce hassle, and maximize comfort when you travel with your kids. So if that sounds of interest, I hope you'll subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Also, we started homeschooling our girls this year, and we're doing really cool things to kind of combine travel and homeschool. So if you want to find out more about that side of our lives, check out our new homeschooling channel at Homeschool Wherever. Okay, so we landed in the Cancun airport, and immediately things started getting really hectic. If you've never flown into this airport before, and for us it's actually been years, so I totally forgot about this aspect of it. It's one of those airports where before you are able to get to your ground transportation, you're gonna have to fight your way through crowds of timeshare salespeople. Now, everybody has to make a living, so I don't hold it against them personally, but understand that they will do what they can to kind of confuse you, to make it seem as if your driver is delayed and you have to wait with them, to make it seem like they're official representatives from the airport, from the ground transport department, anything to get you to stay and talk to them. So my advice to you is basically disregard every single person that is inside the terminal because everything related to ground transportation is in this area outside of the building. One great thing about Moon Palace is that it's only 15 minutes from the airport, so it's a really quick ride. Now, the Grand at Moon Palace has a lot of really great COVID-19 safety procedures in place, and it starts pretty much as soon as you pull up to the resort. You're given hand sanitizer, and you step onto the sanitizing mat to disinfect your shoes. While you're doing that, the porters disinfect all your luggage. There are social distancing decals on the floor so that guests can stay distanced as they're lining up to check in. And while you wait, you're given a welcome drink, which is a nice touch. Once we were all checked in, we took a golf cart to our building. One change the resort has made is that each room is now disinfected using an electrostatic nebulizer system in between guests. Say that 3 times fast. And you'll know this has been completed when you see an unbroken seal on the door. And you'll see a similar seal on the minibar fridge as well. We stayed in a Grand Family Deluxe, which is basically made up of 2 connecting superior deluxe rooms, one with a king bed and one with 2 double beds. Each room has a double whirlpool tub and a beautiful balcony, as well as a desk and a sitting area, so there's more than enough room for everyone. We stayed in rooms 87-326 and 87-328. The Grand Family Deluxe also comes with beach toys and adorable kid-sized slippers and robes. And I'll link below to the room tour video of this Grand Family Deluxe. So of course, the first thing the girls wanted to do was hit the water park. One amazing thing about this resort is that it has an entire water park. And I mean a literal water park, not just a couple of slides in a pool. There's a lazy river, there's a wave pool, there's a flow rider, there are giant water slides, there's a splash pad for toddlers, there's a whole play area for younger kids. It's seriously impressive. Now, one thing that's good to know ahead of time is that 2 of the 3 big slides actually have pretty stringent height requirements. So our girls were only able to ride the blue and white slide because that height requirement is 47 inches. But for the other 2 big slides, you have to be 62 inches tall or about 5'2". That night we had dinner at Jade, the Asian fusion restaurant, where the decor is absolutely stunning. After that, we checked out the Wired Lounge, and this is the gaming center and arcade that has all types of different games. So there's dancing games, driving games, air hockey, basketball. Now keep in mind that unlike the kids club, which I will talk about later, kids at the Wired Lounge do need to be supervised by adults, so they can't come here and hang out just by themselves. The next morning, we had breakfast at the Grand Buffet, and despite the name, because of COVID, there is no actual buffet anymore, so everything is ordered a la carte, but it was still very, very enjoyable. This bakery cart made picking out bread a lot of fun. This lady was making amazingly fresh tacos. And there's a tableside Caesar salad preparation that is really fun to watch. There are a lot of impressive things about this resort, but by far one of the most impressive things is the kids club. This is seriously the most epic kids club we've ever seen. We're talking bumper cars, a ropes course, there's a mirror maze, there's a 3-floor labyrinth, there's an arcade, they have this time freak game, there's a laser maze, there's glow-in-the-dark mini golf. This kids club is seriously next level. Sean and Ella really enjoyed doing the ropes course, and I was so proud of Ella because she is often very reticent when it comes to doing like physical things, and she just did this without any fear at all, so I think it was kind of a breakthrough moment for her. So while the girls were at the kids club, Serge and I went to check out the adult pool. And this adult pool is super gorgeous. It's really relaxing. There's a DJ that spins live. And at night, the pool has more of a club feel. We had lunch at Tavola, which is a casual eatery that serves pasta and pizza. And then it was back to the water park for more fun. So dinner that night was at Habibi, which is the Lebanese restaurant. Now this goes for all of the restaurants, not just Habibi, but as soon as you arrive, the hostess will give you hand sanitizer to use. Also, instead of giving out paper menus, you just scan the QR code to access the menus on your phone. The Middle Eastern inspired decor at Habibi is absolutely stunning. Now a good tip is to check the entertainment schedule and try to get a reservation on a night where they have belly dancing at the restaurant because it is so much fun to watch and our girls really enjoyed it. The food was fantastic too. After dinner, we went to check out a magic show. The theater at the Grand at Moon Palace has a constantly revolving selection of shows to watch, kind of like a cruise ship, so the girls really enjoyed watching this magician do his work. The next morning, we tried breakfast at a different restaurant, Caribbeña. They serve pretty much the same breakfast menu with some small tweaks. And instead of the tableside Caesar salad preparation, you actually have a roving smoked salmon cart where you can customize your toppings. After breakfast, we went to the beach, which was absolutely gorgeous. The sand is really soft, the water was the perfect temperature, not too hot, not too cold. Our girls had so much fun splashing around. And the cool thing is that we pretty much had the whole place to ourselves. If you check out the beach, make sure you don't miss out on the coconut stand where you can get fresh coconuts to drink. After the beach, we went to the Caribbean pool. This pool is also really relaxing, really gorgeous, but one of the cool features is that there is a roaming mixologist who will actually come right to your lounge chair and handcraft a mezcal cocktail of your choice. And these were among the best cocktails we had throughout the whole stay, so definitely check them out. That afternoon, Serge and I went to the spa. Now, before I get to the spa, I have to let you know about the fitness facilities here because they are seriously amazing. There's a whole spinning studio, there's a large yoga studio, and then there's a huge gym with tons of cardio machines and weights. So if you're a fitness enthusiast, you're gonna be really happy here. Now, if you come to the Grand at Moon Palace Cancun, you absolutely have to come to the spa because this thing is 75,000 square feet, and it's one of the largest spas in all of Latin America. There are more than 100 spa suites and treatment rooms. There are multiple relaxation lounges. There's a sensory pool, a hot and cold plunge pool. There's saunas, steam rooms, aromatherapy showers. There's a juice bar, a barber shop, a huge full-service beauty salon. There's even a fish spa where you can get one of those pedicures where the little fish nibble away at your calluses. I'm not brave enough to try it, but you know, people who've done it really seem to like it. If you book a spa treatment here, be sure to arrive at least an hour early and bring a bathing suit because you definitely don't want to miss out on their signature water journey pre-treatment process. Your spa concierge will guide you through a series of hydrotherapy environments. You first start at the sauna, then you move on to the peppermint scented ice room, then you go to the steam room to open those clogged pores. From there, you move on to the co-ed pool area where you can use the hot and cold plunge pools. And also be sure to take advantage of the water jets in the main sensory pool to massage different parts of your body. Serge and I had a couples massage and it was really, really great. The amount of tension I was carrying in my shoulders because, it's 2020. My therapist definitely had her work cut out for her, but she did a great job. And it was great to see that there were a lot of safety procedures in place to protect not just the guests, but the staff as well. The spa staff all wore masks, of course, but the massage therapist also wore safety goggles and face shields in addition to the masks for extra protection. Only a certain number of guests are allowed into the sauna, steam room, and ice room at a time. But if you prefer to wait until it's completely empty before you enter, you can do that as well. You can just let your spa concierge know. After the spa, Serge and I had a date night at Le Chateau, which is the French restaurant that is adults only. After dinner, we checked out the library bar, which is super cool because the entrance is hidden in this bookcase. And inside the bar is basically a speakeasy and it's got a Prohibition era theme. Make sure you order the smoked mojito because it's quite delicious. After we picked up the girls, we got dessert at La Boulangerie, which is a great place if you like sweet treats. The next day, we took a private tour of Chichen Itza, and this is something that we arranged through the resort through their excursions desk. Right now, because of COVID, I would actually advise avoiding group tours because it's not the best time to be crammed into a van with 10 other people. Private tours are a much safer option because it's just your family and the guide. So if it's within your budget, that's definitely a good way to go. So in our homeschool, we had actually spent that month studying the Mayan civilization. So getting to then bring the girls to be able to visit an ancient Mayan city was pretty incredible. We actually have a whole video on our homeschooling channel that gives lots of detail about what we studied and what we learned on the tour. So if you want a really in-depth look at this Chichen Itza tour, be sure to check out that video, which I'm going to link below. Like everywhere else in Mexico, there are a lot of really good COVID-19 safety protocols in place at Chichen Itza right now. The number of visitors are being capped to avoid overcrowding, temperature checks are required, and masks are mandatory throughout, even though the whole thing is basically outdoors. After that, we went to a cenote, and honestly, I'm not sure how to pronounce it because I never heard it said out loud, so I'm just going to put the text here so you know which one it was. Again, there were mandatory temperature checks before we were allowed in, and lots of social distancing inside. This was our first time in a cenote, and it was pretty incredible. Now, Ella freaked out a little bit when she saw all the little fish in the water, so she swam with us for a little while, but she spent most of the time sitting on the sidelines. But the rest of us really enjoyed the experience. After the cenote, we headed to Valladolid, which is a very picturesque town, and I wish we'd had more time to explore here, but we were running a little bit behind schedule that day and we had to get back to the resort in time for our dinner reservations, so we ended up just having lunch here. We went to the restaurant at Hotel El Maison del Marqués. It's a beautiful indoor-outdoor space, and the food was incredible. They serve traditional Yucatan dishes, so it's a great place to try sort of the local cuisine of this particular region. Dinner that night was back at the resort at JC Steakhouse. I really like the decor of this restaurant. It's got kind of a modern, Texas vibe. The steaks here were solid, but I would say that the standouts here were definitely the appetizers, so be sure to load up on those. The next day after breakfast, we went to check out the Ninth Pin, which is a ultra-modern 6-lane bowling alley, which is perfect for families. As you can see, we pretty much had the whole place to ourselves again. And the Ninth Pin also has a dining area, so you can even have lunch or dinner here. After bowling, we spent more time at the water park, and this time Serge and the girls tried out the Flow Rider. The instructors here were all really good. We've done the Flow Rider in a few different places, and I would say that the instruction here was the best that we've experienced. Another plus is that nobody lost their swimsuit bottoms. If you've been on a Flow Rider before, you'll know that it is not an uncommon occurrence for people's swim trunks or bikini bottoms to come off because of the force of these waves. So we did not see that happen to anyone, which again, I think is a testament to the skill of their staff. Our last dinner of the trip was at La Cantina. This restaurant serves traditional Mexican dishes, and it was probably one of my favorite meals of the trip. Be sure to try the guacamole topped with crunchy grasshoppers. That was my first time eating grasshoppers, and they were really delicious. This is another restaurant where you want to make sure you check the entertainment schedule, because if you time your dinner right, you'll get to enjoy the musical stylings of this fantastic mariachi band. Okay, if you would like a detailed room tour of the Grand Family Deluxe, just click that video right there. If you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Top Flight Family. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.